Hello there everybody, it's me Leo and welcome back to another Stardew Valley Legacy speed build. So today we're working on Elliott's cabin. This is where the character Elliott lives. He is a writer living by himself over here in the beach area of Stardew Valley, and in this case in the beachy area of Brindleton Bay. This is actually one of two houses that we're going to be building in Brindleton Bay. I forgot to talk about it in the previous video. But Elliott reminds me of one of those like tormented artists. You know, he comes across as very Victorian, and I don't know, because of that I actually named him Elliott Austen after Jane Austen, who wrote the very famous novel Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and many others. I'm such a fan of Victorian Regency era literature, just historical literature in general, so I was like, you know what, this is like spot on. Anyway, I don't know, I had so much fun building this because Elliott, I don't know, he is like one of those characters that I imagine to enjoy their solitude and you know, and revels in just being alone and being isolated from everyone, which is probably the reason why he chose to live so far away from everyone, almost everyone, because he does have a neighbor. He does live somewhat close to Willie, but yeah, I just really enjoyed building up their characters as we go, and I don't know, I don't really think I've gotten to know Elliott that much, but from what I know, he likes expensive stuff such as gems. I mean, who doesn't, to be honest? So that's probably like a general statement. I probably should have read up a little bit more on the characters, you know, and like who they actually are before I recorded this, so I can actually talk to you guys more about who they are. But I guess I'm only like using my own experiences playing Stardew Valley as my reference point, so here you go. But anyway, Elliott's cabin is actually one of the smaller builds. That's why I didn't speed this up as fast as my other videos. Also, there's a little like boat next to it, so I imagine, you know, Elliott once in a while wanting to, you know, be even more alone, so he would like go out to the ocean to like be by himself and contemplate on his feelings and work on his novel that he's working on. There's really not that many boats in The Sims 4, so I settled for this one, which came with cats and dogs. It's one of those things that has, I mean, it's one of those boats that has crates, and I just scaled it down a little bit so that it would look a little bit more proportioned to the house that we have right here. And I just threw in a couple of like decorative items over here, specifically these like nets with like all of these floaters hanging from it. I thought that that really looked nice on the outside, and I thought that that added a little bit more detail. One thing that it didn't have in Elliott's cabin in Stardew Valley is actually the steering wheel above the door. I think they had something else there, so I just put a steering wheel because why not? But yeah, pretty much for the exterior, it's actually just like literally like a box. I did forget to build a kitchen and a toilet, so actually towards the end when I'm about to finish the video, I realized, oh my gosh, I forgot to build a toilet. So we're gonna be working on that later on, and the house will have a slightly different shape. It's gonna become less boxy. Also, obviously, since Elliott's cabin was on the beach, I felt like it was really important to actually build it on sand. The only problem is that this lot right here really doesn't have any sand in it. It's basically on grass, so I just tried my best to make the sand look like it's naturally there, because I don't really like painting like on the border of the lot itself, because that just looks really weird to me. I don't like that abrupt look of the terrain paint, so I just tried my best. I don't think it looks that bad, so I'm really happy. And yep, I think at this point most of the exterior is done. Like I said, we're gonna be adding a little bit more to the exterior as we add the bathroom, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit more as we get there. But for the interior, it's pretty simple. It's got like all of these wooden tones, and I just tried my best to make it look like you know, how it looks in Stardew Valley. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the rules so far. I'm not sure if anybody's actually read it yet, because as far as I'm recording this, nobody really commented about the rules, so I'm assuming you guys agree. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's linked down in the description below if you guys are interested to read more on the rules and maybe give me a little bit of input, because that would be very much appreciated as well. So yeah, I don't really know about Elliott's backstory, but I imagine him coming from a relatively wealthy, you know, aristocratic. Oh my gosh, did you guys just hear that? Something fell from my neighbors again. What's new? Hopefully they're fine, because I always hear a lot of ruckus happening like upstairs, so I don't even know what's happening with them. But anyway, I imagine Elliott to come from like this more affluent family, maybe like members of the nobility, and because he's just so, you know, overcome and overwhelmed with life as a rich person, he ran away from all of that privilege to live in an isolated part of the world by himself, and only his thoughts and his creativity and his, you know, writing equipment. So I don't know, I thought that was a really interesting backstory that I just came up with, to be honest, because I really have no idea. But yeah, thinking of that reminds me of Wuthering Heights. I haven't read Wuthering Heights. I've just seen like the movie, and it's a beautiful story. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go get back to the build before I get too sidetracked. You guys probably saw me like put in a piano, and it's one of the more expensive pianos. Actually no, it's one of the ones that you can unlock. I realized that there was a separate like organ, like there was a separate pipe organ skill. I almost put like the pipe organ, but instead I just put like a grand piano. It is the one that you can unlock, but I do like to add like these special you know, skill related items to, you know, like convey the Sims' traits and personalities. So like for example, Emily and Haley's house, I put a photography studio for Haley, and for Emily I actually put yoga area at the back of their house. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but it's there. And yeah, I'm just throwing in a couple of extra details over here outside just to make it a little bit more functional, because basically I think how I imagine this to work out is that every time we try to go to the beach area, we're actually going to Elliott's house. That's why I decided to just add in a bunch of other outdoor activities, so that even if he isn't inside his house, we can still, you know, use the fire pit in his place. Yeah. Also, I put a computer in the desk. It originally didn't have a computer in Stardew Valley, but I felt like it was important because I needed to convey the fact that Elliott is a writer and he does that for a living. So this is the little kitchen area that well, it's the bathroom area that we're adding in as this kind of like extra little bit of the house, because I totally forgot to actually put a bathroom. Also, I threw in like a little kitchen as well on one side. It's not a full kitchen, it's just a fridge and a microwave. I don't even know why, but like my neighbor upstairs is making so much noise that's really weird. Anyway, I actually really enjoyed this bathroom area because I used like some stuff I found in Debug. These are ones that you can actually craft, like the bathtub and the toilet are ones that you can actually craft using the woodworking bench. So that I thought that was really interesting, and I thought that that matched the whole wooden aspect of this house. And also I threw in like this porthole window behind, or like right next to the bathtub. I thought that that was really interesting and maybe scandalous because it didn't put like any curtains, but I don't know, I really like having that little window right there. It just made the bathtub, and it just made the bathroom look much nicer in my opinion. I would totally love to live in this house and just be isolated, away from the world, away from the hustle and bustle of society and the fast-paced life that we have, because sometimes it can get really overwhelming. Cause yeah, I live in the city and it's been like a couple of months since I've went back to my hometown, and what like a contrast it is to live in the big city and once in a while get like a little bit of respite from all of this chaos, and you know, like reminisce about your childhood. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I have much more to say at this point, so yeah, we have 3 more builds to go, and then we're all, and that's pretty much it. I also finished working on the bachelors and the bachelorettes, so I'll probably post like their photos sometime today or sometime like in a couple of days, once I like took pictures of them and stuff like that. So please look forward to that, and you guys please keep commenting because I really love hearing from you and I really appreciate all of the feedback, and I tried my best to reply to everyone as much as I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually wrap it up right here, okay guys? So thank you so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.